I figured I'd try something a little different musically. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Glad you can be here alongside Jan is with me. Hey, Jan.
Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody.
So, what's going on?
There's an expense, Steve, that like kind of sneaks up on people. I'll consider it one of the wallet leakers, and I, guilty as charged, a couple of years ago, was not realizing how much of a wallet leaker I was spending on, of all things, laundry.
Mhm.
Oh, Steve, I made a big mistake. Big, big, big mistake. I kept saying, oh, I love this luxury of sending it out. Oh, I love these people doing it for me, and it comes back folded. Yeah, but guess what, Steve? That was to the tune of ta-da, $20 a week. Now, at first, it's like, oh, it's $20 a week. Well, $20 a week times four is $80 a month.
80 a month.
I mean,
Nine six nine
it's
sixty a year.
yeah, just for the sake of, well, I want to feel special. I want to feel pampered. No. So it's not that we don't want to feel special or
Mhm.
pampered. Everybody does at one point for a little bit, but not when it comes to
Right.
laundry. So then, because, don't forget too, you got to include the tip. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
ridiculous. So I said, you know what? I want to get me, see, technically certain apartments are not allowed like to have the really standard big washing
Mhm.
machines, but I discovered a few years ago that we could get those portable ones, the ones that don't take up hot water, except you put your own water in it and everything. And it's just great. So for small things, for shirts or for pants or whatever, I'm not going to throw in there like huge blankets or anything, Steve. But so instead of $80 a month on laundry, I only spend about $20 a month on laundry
That's
because
pretty
that's
good.
the once a month when I'm getting, sending off blankets or, larger
The
articles,
larger,
things of
yeah, the
that
bigger
nature.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the biggest thing I can impart is find an alternate way. Do not send it off to the wash and fold.
Hmm.
Just do not. Even going there directly, Steve, to the public laundry could be somewhat expensive. And it also forces me to have to like lug it up and down, and it's just not great. I like having this right here. It's so convenient. So I'm very proud that I only invested about a couple of $100. That's it. Couple this thing paid for itself 1,000 times over since I got it.
Oh, it will. It will. I mean, when you think about all that money that you're saving instead of having to send it out to a dry cleaner, and pay that excessive money that you were paying. Oh, yeah. Whereas, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. The portable, you can get them on Amazon. It,
They're
it
so
depends on,
cute.
yeah, they run about 100-ish, I think, but you
It
can
depends on the size. The one that I got was in the $200 mark. I'd say
do,
225, whatever.
yeah.
They tell you like the pounds. I think mine's like 13-pound capacity, 11, 12, or 13. I forget that offhand. But whatever it is, it's perfect for my needs. I have it on this. I put it on top of a, like a wheelie. You know those wheelie things? I just drag it anywhere I want. Could hook it up in the bathroom. Could hook it up in the kitchen sink, wherever you want to hook it up. It's so
Mhm.
simple. It's so easy. My bird clock. I'm sorry, but I
It's all right.
manually, no matter where I go, that thing follows me.
Yeah, that's fine.
But what I do, Steve, is I literally have a bucket. I think it's a 5 gallon bucket of a plastic bucket that I use for the hot water. And it's just easier for me because the thing that they have to hook up on the sink or in the bathroom or whatever, it doesn't necessarily fit to the gizmo, the faucet. And for me, it just fill it up that way manually, and I just pour it down. It's just so simple. I have a method to it, and it works. I did a couple of videos showing me doing laundry. I may be doing another video like that in a few weeks.
Hmm.
But it saved me like $60, $70 a month.
A month. That's
That's a
substantial.
lot of money saved.
Hmm. It
I know
may
you
not.
have some tips up your sleeve, right?
I do. I do. Like I say, it may not sound like a lot. Oh, but it's only this per month. Look and see what that amount adds up to in about a year. That's where you really see it build up.
Hmm.
Yes, I do. I've got six here. The first one to share with everybody I use a detergent called Persil, Persil. It does wonders. But whatever brand of detergent you like to use, try to buy the bigger bottle. Two things: catch it on sale, and if you got a coupon, grab the coupon because you'll get the sale price and the coupon in one. So whenever you're shopping for detergent, buy the larger bottle. And in 1 minute, you'll find out why I say that. Then you got a second tip. Save the smaller bottles so you can refill it from the larger bottle. This in turn will save you money.
I like that.
Now keep in mind you've already saved money on the bigger bottle. The sale and the coupon, if you can get a coupon. If you do, kudos to you. It'll cut down on more money. Then when you refill those smaller bottles, it actually helps you out in the long run. I know it does me.
Yes.
And then the third one, this is a good one. This is one that you kind of thought about, but I have it here, is where it says you don't want to follow the manufacturer's suggestion for the amount of detergent needed. Use half of what they recommend.
Steve, that is the truth. And the reason why, like I was thinking about that, because I live that. I have this thing called Jan's rule of half. Whenever you could half something, or even less, just like eyeball it. I mean, if you see your clothing, it's not that soiled, use even less.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is, Steve? I compare it to, ever read the back of a shampoo bottle? Rinse, lather, repeat. Rinse, lather, repeat. That's the manufacturer's way. Everyone knows this, of just using up the product quickly.
It is.
Those detergents are mighty powerful, especially ones that, like, you and I like I like that Arm & Hammer, and stuff like that.
Arm & Hammer's good, yeah.
I have to try the Persil. I've heard that a lot of people love it.
Well, my good friend of mine, the one that you heard in the Buc-ee's video when we went through, and again, please excuse the little profanity. Wasn't much, but and I mentioned that in my description box on the video. But he asked me, Steve, are you going to do laundry? I said, yeah. So he hands me this shirt, and the whole front of it was covered. He says, I've tried everything. I can't get it out. Take this shirt. So I took it, went to the laundromat. I washed it in hot water with the Persil. And when it was done, when I took it out and stuck it in the dryer, that stain was gone.
Amazing.
So yeah, I do like the Persil, but don't get me wrong, Arm & Hammer was good. Gain, Tide, Purex. Some of your Purex are pretty good. If you really want to show age, people look at me and say, Steve, how do you know that? Borax.
Oh, yes. Well, that's the main ingredient when you, if I'm not mistaken, put it together. But you'll see. Steve, do you remember, before you go on, I hate to interrupt you, but do you remember one called Fresh Start? It was in a clear bottle with blue powder. I loved Fresh Start. I love the smell of it. Just a little bit, a little dab will do you. That thing was great.
Mm-hmm. There is a little tip. This is actually a tip. I can actually save it until the end of the video, and I will, that I want to share with you guys. It's very, very good. Many of you might have not have thought of this, but I'll share it with you at the end once I go through the banner, because there's 3 more to go.
Okay.
I have a little tip that works wonders when you put it in your laundry. You don't have to use much, but it makes your clothes come out really nice.
Oh, wow. You got me wondering now. Okay, yeah. Cool.
No. It's a simple over-the-counter thing you can buy in the grocery store. It's cheap.
All right.
Number 4, do cold water washes whenever possible. And I can see why, if you can treat a stain beforehand.
Yes.
That'll save you having to use the hotter cycle.
And Steve, all the person has to do, for example, is take the manufacturer's, if they use the manufacturer kind of laundry detergent, the liquid or whatever, put it in a little cup, get an old toothbrush or whatever you use, gently on the spot, let it sit, do nothing. Oftentimes people are in such a mad rush. All right, everybody's busy. I get that. But if we use a little forethought and borrow some time from the future and start earlier, let the article of clothing sit.
Yeah.
Then you throw it in the cold water wash, and it should really be very helpful.
Hmm. Yeah. That's that's one thing I'm guilty of. I don't pre-treat my stuff. But the only thing I really get on my shirt that might dirty it is like I might drop a little food. And I usually go over it right after it happens.
That's
Uh,
very helpful. Not waiting. Yeah.
right. But um, a lot of my stuff is minor stains. But I do see what you mean if you have a more heavier stain that might like blood or
Yes.
something like, and that can be impossible to get out if you don't treat it properly.
Right.
Um, so I definitely agree with that. Now, the number 5 tip, which is very good, is load the washer until it's full.
Oh yeah. 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 Steve, you know how I am about that one. I'm sure you and I have had this chat in the past at some point. Steve, I will never understand something, and you probably tend to agree with this. Let's say I have two buckets, okay? I fill one up to the top with clothing. It's going to cost me X number of dollars to make that wash. Somebody else will put one article of clothing and spend the same amount of money for the full. Why do people do that with their laundry or even dishwasher?
I don't get it.
Wasteful. Unless they don't have a lot of clothes. Now, there are exceptions to everything. If a person doesn't have a lot of clothing, I kind of understand that. So they want to keep what little bit they have nice.
Yeah.
I kind of get that. But if a person has like a bunch of clothing, I'm kind of like, don't get that.
No. Well,
No.
also when you go to do a load of laundry, you've got a load size, extra large,
Mm.
medium. You can regulate how much water is going to fill up the basket on the inside.
Mhm.
Um, me, this may sound a little weird. I always tend to go slightly more water, and I'll tell you why I say that. I've always said a little bit more water to the amount of clothes that you have. It throws your clothes around a little bit more.
Yes.
Therefore, it gets them a little cleaner too.
And not only that, Steve, you hit the nail on the head. You probably think the same way with this. Doing that, it's easier to rinse it out thoroughly.
Yeah.
If there's too much soap, you're spending more and more money on water, hot
Water.
water,
Yep.
right?
You are.
I like your theory with that. That's great.
Oh, you do. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I do. I always try, like if I have a small load, I'll put it for medium. If I have a medium load, I'll set it for large. I always like a little bit extra. I do that on purpose. I mean, you know, but that is right though. On the one back up here, you don't have to use what they say in way of detergent when you go to do a load of laundry. You know what? I do the same thing when I make a pot of coffee in the coffee maker. They want you to use a certain amount. Listen, I don't do that. What I do is I'll go to my kitchen and I'll get a 1/4 cup measure, 1/4 cup. Get a
Yes.
load of this, and I will take it clean, open, put coffee in that 1/4 cup. It can be slightly heaping, and I will put that in my filter basket, and it brews a pot of coffee, and it tastes just as good as if I used more.
Amazing. I love that.
Right. So, yeah, don't always believe what the manufacturer, all they want to do is make money off you.
Make money.
They'll say anything just to get you. Now, the sixth and final, which is also good, make your own laundry detergent. Check out videos on this platform.
Yes. You know what, Steve? One thing that I really love about this platform is it answers a lot of how-to questions. Let's say for just the other day, I uploaded a video about how to have a low cost or free Saturday activities. That's answering the question of how to. This answers the question of how to. Even just for curiosity's sake, even if you never do it in your life, isn't it fun to learn the method? And a lot of people swear by making their own laundry detergent because they use simple ingredients. I think one of them is called borax, like you
Yes. Well,
had mentioned, basically. And there are other things, they'll give you the measurement, they'll give you the exact thing to do. If you have a large family and you're always doing the laundry, this to me sounds like a great option. Some people say, oh, it may cost the same. I don't know. With the rising prices of everything, I'd rather be ahead of the game, have the ingredients, be able to put it together if I had a large family.
mhm, that's right. No, I definitely agree with that. Um, One thing I'm going to come back to what I had mentioned earlier up. There is one little quick tip. It's a little bonus. It's something that I know about washing clothes. Um, this product can be found in any grocery store. In fact, it's found on the condiment section. If you take about a third of a cup, about a third of a cup, maybe even a half, depends, to a full load of laundry, take a third of it to one half of a cup of apple cider vinegar.
Oh, how nice.
Put that in your laundry. It does two things. It'll soften your water if you have hard water,
Yes.
and it also helps your clothes come out better as well.
Steve, I'm so glad for that surprise bonus
Yeah.
because I have to admit this, when I first bought my, portable washer, I drag around, have fun with it and does the trick. I was watching a lot of people that, have like mobile homes or trailer or whatever,
Mhm.
nomadic lifestyle. They all swear by the apple cider vinegar for the water softening. Every one of
Yeah.
those people.
In fact, I'll go one step further. If you like when you take a bath, when you bathe,
Yes.
the same applies. When you get in in your tub, throw some apple cider in there. It'll soften the water. It's good for your skin.
Wow. Wow. Love it.
I used to do that years ago. I should probably get back to that.
That was a really big surprise because I thought you were going to talk about the thing with that show that you saw on TV and that actor met Frank.
Oh, what I saw, okay, I can bring that up as well. There was an episode of Who's the Boss. This was probably about 1988, 89, I can't remember. And it was an episode where Tony and the gang, Angela and Mona and all them, they went to this place and they were supposed to meet Frank Sinatra. So Tony unknowingly does something. He turns, oh, excuse me, and throws something on uh, Frank Sinatra's tuxedo. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what you do is you get some club soda or seltzer and you just dab, 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 dab. When he looks up, you're Frank Sinatra. He was surprised. But it was but you had mentioned earlier, I think before we got on to record, I do agree. Seltzer or a good club soda does take a stain. I think it has to do with the bubbles.
Yes, if you go out to dinner, yeah, and like let's think about baking soda. Bicarbonate of soda is inside of seltzer and all that.
Yeah.
Bicarbonate of soda, seltzer or whatever, it lifts it out. It's just like it's like a rising agent, so it
Yeah.
helps lift out a stain. So if you're at a restaurant, I mean, we're not going to walk around with boxes of bicarbonate of soda, but we'll
No.
sit down with a seltzer or a club soda at a restaurant. If you use it quickly, it really, really is a good preventative.
Yeah, it is. No, I swear by that. I mean, my right hand is up, even though it looks
Yes.
like a left on here, but no, it does work hands. In fact, that's something I always make sure I have on hand. I
Yeah.
drink it because I gave up soda like 20 years ago.
Love seltzer.
No,
I'm with you. Love seltzer. So
I
good.
always carry LaCroix, Polar,
Yep.
Waterloo, Buble, anything Spindrift, anything that's on sale, or if I get a good deal on it, I always make sure I've got some type of seltzer on me on hand at all times.
Steve, I just want to mention to you when I was younger, when I was a child, and even into the early 70s, I mean, it was commonplace to constantly dry clean clothes or whatever. And that's very expensive. I
Mhm.
only keep that down to like formal wear that I might wear, to a special event once every year or two, because I'm not
Mhm.
going to keep buying formal wear and up these prices these days. That I'll save for dry cleaning. But for regular everyday stuff, No way. Dry cleaner to me in my lifetime right now is like a historical event. I don't know how people
Yeah.
spend so much money on dry cleaning.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it either.
And the chemicals aren't good for you either, what you're exposed to.
No, they're not. That is one thing I'm trying to locate is I do like to use fabric sheets in my dryer when I take the clothes out and I put it in the dryer. I like to lay, depending on how big a load of laundry I've done, I like to put 1 to 2 fabric sheets in there to, but I'm trying to locate something like an all natural, because I'm with you. I'm not big on the chemicals and all the stuff that they use in a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
So I am shopping around to see if I can find, chemical or dye free. I haven't found anything as of yet. I haven't really looked, but I want to and see if I could find something, that I can, because the only thing I'm using right now, not that there's anything wrong with it, is I found a good deal on fabric sheets at the dollar store.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I found a box of, what is it, 30 or 40 sheets for like $1.25.
Oh, you can't go
And
wrong with that.
no, and the scent I think is jasmine, either jasmine or honeysuckle, which I,
Nice.
which I do like it because you can smell it in your clothes when it comes out. But if I can find something that doesn't have all that in it, but remember something too, whenever you buy laundry detergent, fabric sheets, softener, stuff like that, keep in mind you're probably buying the name brand and just don't realize it.
Exactly. They repackage things. It is the truth. You're so
Mhm.
right. Steve, I have a repurposed thing I want to throw in because you reminded me. Those
Okay.
fabric sheets are great if you want to freshen up clothing that you have, neatly folded away in your drawer. Want to give it a nice scent. Just put one of those fabric sheets with the scented one, if you like the scent, of course. Put it in your, dresser drawer, and it keeps everything smelling much nicer.
Oh, I never thought to do that. Yeah, that makes sense.
It works. It's great.
Yeah, I'll have to start. Yeah, because sometimes I have known that I'll go and wash clothes, and it might be 3, 4, 5 days down the way before I'll wear a certain shirt, shorts, whatever the case may be. And when I pick it up, I'll smell of it. I'm like, this smells okay, but, and this is where that fabric sheet will take the place of the why or how come.
It's amazing. You could like even in your luggage, if traveling, you want to put one in your luggage, where your clothes are folded. You could
Oh, I
do
like
that.
that. I like that.
And you getting those for like 30 for $1.25. Hello,
Yeah,
hello,
I don't
hello.
I don't have the I don't have the I don't have it here with me. I wish I could show it to you guys, but if at the Dollar Tree, if you look, go back to where the detergents and all that is, they do sell. I think it's their brand, or I don't remember the exact name brand, where you can get about 30 or 40 sheets, and they have different scents you can pick from. Um, and I bought that. Oh my, maybe January or February, and I'm still using them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a value. There you go.
So that's more than paid for itself.
And I just want to get back to one thing, before whenever you're ready to go. But I just wanted to say this, Steve. There's something so important about a little savings here, a little savings there. From what we discussed, easily, in my opinion, a person could literally save 10% or more over time, over the year. Because I like to look at the projected, how much am I spending on a year on something. This adds up. We have to compensate for where, like in other areas that I can't control. I
Hmm.
can't control the gas prices, Steve. I
No,
can't.
I wish. I wish.
Well, there is one way in a few months, but no comment there. But that's on me saying that.
Hmm.
I say no more. Anyway, but the things that we honestly, the things that we cannot control, we got to let it go and let God. But some things we can control. I did not have to spend $20 a week because I had to feel so pampered to get my clothing folded. I admit it. That was like, So, but I didn't realize it. Until I started making serious cutbacks when everything started going up. And like, I got to do something here.
Hmm. Yeah. Listen, if there's a place you can save 3%, 5%,
Yes.
10%, people think, oh, I'm only saving 10, 20, 30. Yeah, but over over the course of a year and a half,
Right.
when you've got five, six, seven, $800, that could fluctuate, and you have that to look at.
Right. Now, it's not like, okay, you can buy a house with that $800 you saved, but it's money that one didn't spend, has it, and we put ourselves on a discipline that we don't have to spend. Some people are just habitual spenders, but that's its own show.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Well, Steve, thanks for having me here.
Sure, no problem. I'm glad this was a fun topic because I mean, I've done all different other topics, grocery store, Dollar Tree, financial. I mean, I've gone up and down, but
Yes.
I don't ever remember doing anything under the laundry.
I don't remember being on your I know, of course, I do laundry messages on my channel, but I don't ever remember coming on this channel to do laundry messages. No.
No, no. In the 3.5 years that I've been on, I have to say this is the first. Well, that's what's unique about my channel. My channel is random.
Yes.
You know, you never know. Next year I could be talking about, I don't know, how to what you can do with assorted nuts. I'm just using
Yes.
that as an
Yes.
example.
But there is one thing that I'm going to ask to do for Steve. Don't forget to smash down the like button for his video today. I think it's we gotta help him get to that 1,000 subscribers. That way he could have the opportunity to continue with the partner program and list commercial ads so that he could just make an income from his work. After 3.5 years, Steve, I'm sure you want to be paid.
I'll be up. I mean, it would be nice. I'm not gonna say
I know
no.
you never asked for anything, so I'm doing the asking.
No, I
So
don't. Not
yeah.
really. Um, Not like what I referred to in the video where I, thanked a couple of subscribers for, they
It
sent me.
doesn't cost anyone anything. Just click
No,
subscribe.
I mean, I'm not saying I never will ask for anything, but it
Right.
has to be when I run out of options. If I don't have anywhere to go, then I might, I'll open up. But otherwise, if I can take care of it myself,
But unfortunately, in the gaining subscriber arena, there are some things, 99% of things we do ourselves. But in this case, other people have to click subscribe. It's just how it works.
yes, it
You
is.
did your part. You created the video. You put it out there. I help you sometimes, but it would warm my heart. It's just way too long for Steve to not be at 1,000 subscribers. And I'm just going to put my face right into the camera on this one. I know a lot of big ones here. I've worked with them. So, in my opinion, if you like the channel, click subscribe.
Yeah. No, in all honesty, the only thing I can say on that
Spoken like a
note,
true New Yorker. Go ahead.
yeah, no, the only thing I can say on that note is I would, greatly appreciate it. Check out my channel. Hopefully you like, because I've got approaching and not quite, I've got approaching 500 videos. There's a
Yeah.
lot of content to go back and watch that I've
Yes.
done. Check it out, see what you think, see what you like. Hopefully, you'll subscribe, like my channel,
And
and
naturally, the person has to like it, even if they're a big, big channel. Obviously, if it's for you, yes. Just take that second.
right. And I hope, and once you subscribe, I hope you hang around. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. It'd be great.
Yes, of course. Of course. I go through the same thing, just for the record, Steve. I've been wanting to hit 5,000 subs since like a year ago.
I know. Yep.
Crickets.
Yeah, 'cause we had been talking about that off and on. Most
It's so
people don't.
frustrating. It's
Yeah,
really frustrating.
yeah, yeah. Because for those that don't know, Jan and I have known each other 8 years. We've known each other before YouTube ever even existed in our lives.
Absolutely.
So yeah, she and I have a little bit, and I still like, and I'll share with everybody right quick before I conclude, the way that she and I met. We met on Facebook. Yes, I said it, in a pretty large, well-known '60s music group. That's how we got to know each other. And then at first, we spoke a little bit back and forth, but then as time went on a little bit, then I found out you were a eBay seller. I myself was one. That's what brought us into conversating. And then, things just went from there, and the rest is history. So that's how Jan and I come to become friends. And like I said, this was back in 2016. This is not anything, recent. But no, she and I, as friends, we do have a history, based there. All right. Well, glad you could be here. This was a fun topic, and
Yes.
hopefully,
Well,
you
thanks
know,
for having me here.
sure, anytime. And I'm hoping between the banners and the information that was put out here, this could be of some great help to you. Maybe you didn't know. Hey, Steve is right. Why don't I go ahead and buy the bigger container? Find it on sale. Use a coupon. Sometimes, all right, Purcell at the wholesale club right now, I can get $3 off the big container. If I find, I know I'd probably have to go and clip it out of the newspaper. If I find another dollar or two off a Purcell in the newspaper and coupon, not only will BJ's take their coupon, they'll take the manufacturer's coupon off too. I'm just using them as an example.
That is a major league good method
Right.
of
But it doesn't
saving.
matter. It doesn't matter what store you're at. If it's on sale and you got the coupon, you're going to get the sale price plus that. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Jan, as always, I'm glad that you were here.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.